Good afternoon, folks. This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth, coming at you here in beautiful British Columbia on this, our first video of 2016. I hope you guys had a great Christmas holiday and a great New Year and are ready to take on 2016. I'm sure there's going to be no shortage of news to be reporting on. In fact, just over the Christmas holidays, the leader of the Islamic State has announced that they are going to be engaging now in the final battle against the West moving into 2016. This, of course, is coming on the heels of the Russians and some European empires essentially stopping ISIS in its tracks over the last few months. And, of course, this is no thanks to the military-industrial complex of the United States. But regardless, the Islamic State has now said that they're going to have to ramp up their efforts and change tactics as they move into the final battle. This was a statement released by the Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, who pledged to attack the West in a recorded message released on Boxing Day, encouraging followers to target landmarks and crowds in dozens of countries across the world. So this message has fueled a security buildup in several European cities where the terror alert levels have been raised in anticipation for an attack sometime between Christmas and the New Year. And as many of you may know, not every policeman in Britain is armed, but due to the heightened security threats, firearm officers have been deployed. Scotland Yard has also deployed armed policemen, so looking more like the military is now the response of these Western governments rather than actually getting to the root cause of the problem. You know, bad foreign policy, corrupt spy agencies, the disarming of civilians, and just a general undermining of the tenets of Western society. And the governments are essentially grabbing hold of this and using it to their own advantage, doing the same destructive things and essentially expecting different results. So Europe is now essentially becoming a police state, the kind of tyrannical dictatorships that plagued the Middle East ever since the days of the Ottoman Empire. But now with the British and the Russian airstrikes, not to mention Russia's support for Assad's Syria, the united front against ISIS has crippled the Islamic State's former stronghold. Ramadi is being recaptured by Iraqi forces, with Mosul next on the list. But the fact is, guys, that while the war in the Middle East seems to be favoring the West for the time being, the truth about why we're at war remains undiscussed. The police state response and the denial of self-ownership are only gaining steam as this fear propaganda about another Paris-style attack is now looming in the minds of people because of this conditioning. This is a never-ending war on an idea. And more intervention is not going to solve anything. It's just going to change the nature of the war. And innocent people are going to be targeted because of the actions of their governments. So the real enemy here, guys, is the Western governments who have been backing, funding, and arming the Islamic State and taking away the rights of the individuals here in the West to arm themselves, to protect themselves, and to not fund these wars of aggression and terrorist actions abroad. So thanks for watching, guys. I wanted to bring this to your attention as we're kicking off 2016. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as we're going to have more video reports coming out all week long. In fact, we're going to be ramping up our efforts this year. And if you appreciate the work that we're doing here at Press for Truth, please consider showing your support here at patreon.com/pressfortruth, because we simply cannot continue to do this without your help. This is the kind of information you are not going to get from the mainstream media. And if this is the kind of news that you guys like to receive, please consider making a contribution. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to have more video reports coming soon to pressfortruth.ca.